Okay, today I've got a GE profile side-by-side refrigerator. It's the Artica series. Shortly after we've had this thing, oh gosh, probably 7-8 years, something like that. But shortly after we bought this thing, we started having issues with the ice maker, not putting out ice. Sometimes it would, sometimes it wouldn't, and then it got worse, and it finally got to where I just said to heck with it. Of course, it was way out of the warranty period, so there was nothing you could do about that. But as far as the dispensing the water and the mechanism for the cubes and the crush and everything, I mean, that worked fine. But the problem was making the ice cubes themselves. So anyway, I went online, did some research, and watched a few videos, and then decided that to do some diagnostics on the ice maker itself, and there was a gear in there that was making noise, so I figured, okay, it's screwed up. So then I got to looking for replacement parts, and the best place I found on pricing to get the parts was appliancepartspros.com. I'm not being compensated by them by any way, form, or fashion, and I'm just saying because I've gotten parts in my other video where I did the GE washing machine. They're expedient delivery. They work with you on the phone, make sure you get the right part. So anyway, let's dive in here and let's see what we can find. Okay, first thing we got to do, we've got to remove the ice tray itself, and of course you just pick it up and then you pull it out, so we'll get that out of the way. Okay, I went ahead and taken everything loose, but there will be 2 1/4-inch hex head screws, one up here and one up here, that holds this ice assembly on for this model Artica refrigerator. And then there's a plug right here that supplies the power to the ice maker itself, or unit. And there's 2 little plastic tabs on each side. You got to kind of take a little screwdriver, wedge it, and work it up. And of course, it's tight quarters. It takes a little bit to get it out of there. But once you get all the screws out, then this unit just comes right out. And this is the whole assembly. And of course, that's what you're left with inside there. So now we're going to open up the box and compare the new one and see if we've got to maybe take something like this little chute or whatever off. So let's go look at that next. Okay, so here's our new part. Of course, there's our old part. So let's open her up here and take her out of the box. Get that out of the way. Let's compare. And of course, the old one's got a switch here. And of course, this one's got the switch down here. That's the only difference I see there. Yeah. Bottom looks the same. Cable routing. And the plug is the same with the little keyways on them. Part of it's got flat spots on them, then round and flat, then round and flat and round. So they only goes in one way. Okay, so now let's look at the top here. That's pretty much same design. Of course, these this is just a little difference here, that when it brings the ice cubes out for them to slide off, but that won't affect anything. The mounting is the same as far as these go. Let's see, same spacing apart from each other. The only thing difference I see is, of course, this little tray to run the water in here, and this tray just snaps on. I mean, this is cold. I'm gonna let this get warm, room temperature, because you know, when plastic gets cold, it'll break real easy. So I'm gonna take a break here for a few minutes and let this warm up to room temperature, so it doesn't. So when I go to press this, depress this to slide this little plastic chute out, that I don't wind up cracking that. So as soon as that warms up, then we'll come back and take it all apart. Okay, we've let about 30 minutes go by, so this is about as close to room temperature as it's going to get. But anyway, you push down on this tab here, and then work it gently, and then that piece will come out. And then we just gotta transfer it right into here. That's all there is to that. So now we can put it back in. Okay. Since I'm limited to the space inside there to be able to reach, I've stuffed a rag under here to lift the ice maker up to where I can get to the screws to get them started. So I'll probably block your view. Let's see if we can get them going in here. There's one. There's the other one. We'll rag out. I'm going to go in here and tighten them up now. Well, that's thin metal that goes into, and I know how everybody gets in a hurry and they want to use a cordless screwdriver, power drill, and battery operated drill, but I highly recommend going old school, using that driver, because like I say, if you run it in there with a drill and it torques it too fast, it will strip out the holes, and then your ice maker won't be level and you won't get good ice. It'll either be one side more full than the other and vice versa. But now we're going to plug her back in. Boy, the cord's tight. I need smaller hands. Okay. Looks like it's a little out of focus. Let's see. Focus. Oh well. Anyway, it was hard to get this in here, but so once you get it in, you got to make sure that the little snaps on each side lock in place in there. So I got her screws are tight now, so it's in there good. And I'll flip it on here in a minute and put the ice tray back in, and we'll see if it'll start making some ice in a little while. Well, if you're curious like me, I want to know what's inside there. So what we've got to do, I had to take a little screwdriver, pop up this little clip here, and then inside there was a little Phillips screw. Now remember, back in the day, it was, basically electromechanical. Well, nowadays, check this out. Damn thing's got a circuit board in there with IC chips. Really? Just for an ice maker. My Lord. Got a IC chip here, and these are switching transistors, or thermistors, not thermistors, but self-controlled rectifiers or something like that. But really, just for an ice maker. But at least now we know what's inside that puppy. Moving on. Okay, so we'll turn it on here, and I went ahead and give the ice tray a bath, because it had a little sedimentation in there from, you know, dust, dirt that gets in the refrigerator. So we'll put her back in. Got a jar away. There we go. Got her back in, ready to go. So we'll see if it makes some ice. I'll do a follow-up here. Okay, I've had a couple of days pass here before I come back in here to check this, but look, we have ice out the wazoo now. So we got the ice maker fixed.